Okay, so we have just a bit of time left today, so let us jump in for one final attempt, or let's back off from that. Maybe not final, we'll see how it goes, but one more attempt rather of a Hep run here, and this time let's change it up. Instead of going spellcaster, I think I'm going to go for a ranged user and just fire through my ally as much as necessary. Potentially even picking like the battle mage as our companion could be fun. See how they do. So let's do it. And who do we wish to go in as? So, I mean, Baraki is kind of a classic choice for ranged users. I'm tempted to go Formicid, like we were mentioning at the start of the Hep runs. Is there anyone else? Like, Minotaurs are just kind of boring, so I never really played them. I don't know, it's not your fault, Minotaurs. You have a great mythology to you and all that good stuff. Just unfortunately, generally not what I'm looking for. Demon Spawn was another one that we were talking over earlier. Maybe I'll go Formicid. Just see how it goes. Just try it out. Formicid of Hep? Sure. Let's give it a good old college try here, shall we? And... oof. I'm an insect. I'm an ant. I like ghosts. Pharaoh ant? Can you use longbow with a shield? You can with Formicid. Exactly. Longbows with shields, triple crossbow with shields. Maybe, just maybe, if the dungeon is so kind. If the dungeon feels so willing. Yeah, Formicids are really neat. Of course, it is a huge trade-off not being able to use like blinking or teleports to escape, as well as no haste. Stasis is a son of a gun for sure, but does make for one heck of a walk-in tank build. And that's less in the traditional RPG sense of tank and more in the modern technological era of rolling machine with a big old cannon on it. Regardless, we'll try it out here. Brain, come on, anything. Transference is blinkish. Oh, does transference work on Formicid? Because there are some exceptions. Passage of Galubria, I believe, not technically a blink. Passwall for sure, not technically a translocation in that sense. So I'm curious. We'll have to see in this run here if transference is allowed as well. Like Gant is what comes to mind because I'm thinking Ghost Ant. Ghost. I just cannot come up with names to save my life these days. Absolutely horrendous. Passwell can be a great escape, right? And I know that some people have played, you can do like weird hinky shenanigans using like a Formicid stabber build, because your antenna, you can see enemies through walls, and then pass wall, you can just immediately sneak next to them. Abrams really lean into that tank approach. I like it. At least I'm assuming that's the reference there. Ranged weapons going to, is it 14 or 16? It's one or the other for a short bow here. Oh, thanks you, honey. If we die here, it's nice to have a backup. Of course, we'll definitely not die, no shot. But you know, we'll pretend it's a possibility. Good old Anthony. And last but not least here, we'll of course do another morgue file dump to grab that seed, paste on screen here. So if you will give me just but the briefest of moments, there we go. Just in case there's any of you lovely folks who want to try out the run from at home and see how you fare in the same dungeon, let me know how it goes. You got 2 runes for the first time this week. You'll get your first win in 2023. You can feel it. Nice, that's awesome. What kind of run were you going for, Wadaz? Jeez, okay, hold up. Quiver, short bow, please. So I'm just baring my mandibles, sucking them back in. Mandibles out, mandibles in. Truly just a wealth of intimidation here. That's what we're going for. Scare off our poor hobgoblin friend. Never know what hit him. But okie dokie, this should be a fairly straightforward start to the run. Formicid Hunter, exceptionally powerful now that you don't need to worry about ammunition in the early game. I was so worried that Quokka would immediately make me just look like an absolute idiot and murder me on the spot, but fortunately seems to be relatively on the up and up here. About your standard hunter start to the endeavor, and we'll see how it goes. Going to be dumping everything into dexterity as I pick up a wonderful spellbook, Spellforge Servitor. Unfortunately, I don't think it will be an option for us here today, or at least not in the early game. We're pretty much just going to be blasting through it. Adder could have actually ruined everything. That is one of the exceptions to a quote-unquote easy start on a Formicid Hunter, but fortunately does not seem to be the case here. Minotaur Hunter with some great luck still earned Slime though, got surrounded and they got you. Yeah, Slime takes practice. Once you have it down, it is like my favorite third rune, just because it's a bit more formulaic rather. Oh shoot. Natasha. Please, I didn't want to do this. I guess we're just going to skip that floor for now, because I refuse to kill Natasha. Just to alleviate the confusion of anyone who's a bit newer to the channel, because otherwise it looks like I did something absolutely bonkers there. Running away from a fight for some reason. But I swear there's a method to this madness, and there we go. Being immune to paralysis. Would you look at that? In fact, I didn't even think about the fact that we're pretty much getting the perfect revenge for good old Gandalf, because we're not getting paralyzed to death this time. Couldn't be me. But that's awesome what it does. Yeah, Minotaur Hunter's definitely very strong right now, and a great place to try and get your first victory. I generally lean towards, Minotaurs. Gargoyles are pretty solid as well, because their extra defensive capabilities make them a bit more forgiving, as well as having good resistances, of course. But that's awesome, and I'm sure that with just a little more practice, you'll very quickly get to a point where you're feeling fine, feeling fantastic as you make your way through the dungeon. But okay, we got an Amulet of Reflection, which I definitely love to see, especially since it is very likely that as soon as we possibly can, I'll be looking for a shield to grab. So that synergizes absolutely wonderfully with that. See how it goes. Getting just spellbook after spellbook, of course, as soon as we switch off from our spell-based character. Okay, so you Torment, which sucks. 24 health. Don't sleep on hill orcs. That's true. And in fact, in general, I like to put a little asterisk caveat next to any recommendations I make, because I think at the end of the day, it is very much dependent on your personal playstyle, or even just what you like. If you love merfolks, just play merfolks. Go nuts. Eventually, you'll get to the same point. It's a pretty, minor advantage, all things considered. They're considered forgiving for new characters, but really not all that bad. Hill orcs are up there too. I think I'm just used to playing nothing but Hill orc messiahs. I always worship BO, which is super powerful and wonderful for a 3-rune run, but it's also very not necessarily the most new player friendly, just because it is a little bit different for sure. As I decide to take on Minkar and immediately take so much damage. But how about that? A potion of curing for your trouble. I wish you weren't hasted, my friend. How hard do you hit, actually? 25 damage? No wonder it's hurting so badly. In that Minotaur Hunter, you found an amazing sword on the 5th floor and was actually melee the rest of the run. Nice. Well, you definitely have some of the more important lessons engraved right there, because one of the big things is dealing with whatever the dungeon hands your way. We can hypothesize all we want about plans for the future, but generally, your best bet is to roll and rumble with whatever comes your way. Please give me an escape. No? Okay. Fine. I'll do it myself. Gosh. Hello. Adder friend. Oh my gosh. Oh, stop that. Okay. Someone you get between me and my other Arbalest friends. So this is actually a bit of a weird scenario here. Orc warrior with an Arbalest, terrifying. Absolutely terrifying. But if I can survive, big if, I will be using that myself. Guarantee hands down. So, first things first. Dig through the wall so there's only one of these sons of guns on me. Then, survive making it to the stairwell. Escape with my life. Kill the adder. Okay. Whew. Take a breath after that one. Hey brain, how's it going? Yeah, for sure. Yeah, but we just barely make it out by the skin of our teeth. And now, how can I approach this in a better way? Unfortunately, this buddy kind of just kills us at range right now. Maybe if we get the jump, there's something to be said for that, but unfortunately, even a single shot is going to hurt quite a bit. Can I... Okay, keep following me. Let's get that jump shot. Son of a gun. You're not immediately dead, which makes me unhappy. We do have reflection, so if that could just proc. Any day now. Yeah, okay, I'm gonna die if I keep going down that stair. Let's go here instead, shall we, folks? This stairwell seems nice. Do I skip this floor as well? Come back? I think we might have to. Might just die to this son of a gun, especially since we used up all of our curing potions earlier. Scroll of blinking. Perfect. Don't know what I was expecting there. I guess fear would have done the trick. I pretty much just have to murder you, I guess. 18 health. Damage rating of 13. You're at like half. You're saying there's a chance, but it's almost 0. Potion of attraction. Perfect. Heal wounds. Son of a gun. We got heal wounds, but I'm already lethally poisoned. Oh me oh my. So even after all of that, we unfortunately meet our maker. Goodbye, Abrams. You'll kind of be missed. It was a rough one. But okay, Anthony. 5th time is the charm, baby. Never a doubt in my mind that this was the run that we've all been waiting for. This is the one. This game is hard. Oh, definitely. Especially depending on how you play. I feel like there are lots of the like top level players that play, you know, very cautiously, very methodically. I am not one of those players whatsoever. I'm generally just hitting go from step 1 and seeing how it all shakes out. At least that's my excuse. Maybe I'm just bad. Because after playing it for the amount of time I have, I probably should be staying alive a little bit more. But that is all good. Immediately showing my skills there by accidentally doing the mandible dance again. Perfect. At this point, it's almost tradition. How could I not? It's how you live your life, always onward. Exactly. I mean, at the end of the day, that's pretty much why I play this game. Is because it's hard. And you die a lot. It's all part of the fun, and it keeps things interesting and exciting. So I do appreciate it, even though it can sometimes be painful to lose a very promising character. It's all in the name of the game, and part of the fun, really, at the end of the day. What is the roller coaster we call life without the ups and the downs? And all that good stuff. So fantastic. Onwards we go. Trying to think back the scenario that got us killed. I guess it was just a scorpion. Because one thing I always kind of forget when I haven't played a Formicid in a while and then I swap over to one is that we can use our Shaft Self ability to potentially get out of danger. It wouldn't have been super useful against the Scorpion, unfortunately, because we didn't quite have the time frame required to do anything about it. But at least it's a nice reminder that that is an ability in our arsenal here. Worst comes to worst, we just head on downwards and hope that we don't jump out of the frying pan and into the fire. But we'll see how it goes. Bad luck? I appreciate the sentiment. I'm usually more than willing to blame myself, but again, all part of the ups and downs, the journey. But not too shabby here. And let's continue onwards and see if we can get a little more lucky this time, shall we? At least getting to the point where we can worship Hep would be nice. The Orc Warrior, again, was super rough to find on, is that D3 or D4? Didn't even realize just how early that was. Wild stuff. So not ideal. Okay, please just murder. Oh my Jeebus. Well, can do a little bit of dancing away from there. Got a bit lucky at the end. That's fine. If I consider trying that Tiamat achievement, what is the Tiamat achievement? I don't know it off the top of my head. So I guess no, I have not considered it, but I might like to. What's the goal with that one? Let's also take a peek. What's lined here? Yes, I would definitely like that helmet. I guess the animal skin, it's not bad. Again, a bit of a weird look for us here. Oh right, no helmet, that's fine. Winning with all the draconian colors, it sounds hellish. Yeah, I think the one issue I have with that, because in general it sounds kind of fun. I like draconian characters. But how do you get the last color? Do you just have to play draconian after draconian after draconian each time? Just hope like hell that you're going to get purple off the list? Because that sounds miserable. For sure. So it would be relatively low on my list of achievements, or potentially, maybe more accurately, it would be something that I would try to kind of organically get by just having like a series of Draconian challenge runs. Don't know how I feel about it still, because it would require a lot, I would guess, especially if I don't think there's any way to force specific Draconian colors. Maybe I'm wrong though. Definitely let me know. Okay, the priest has to die or else I die. Oh gosh, please. Well, I wasn't wrong. Every Draconian you've played was purple, is that not common? Oh, it might be. Yeah, it was just, you know, whatever color is your final one on the list is what seems miserable, because you might just keep getting red Draconian every single time as you're struggling to get that very final one. We're gonna jump right back in with Anthony here. You all didn't see nothing, by the way. If you thought you saw something, think again. This is our first ant, really, if you think about it. Indeed, but you love Draconians? Nice. Well, at the very least, I'd be happy to play some more Draconians and try it out. You were playing Transmuters, so you thought it was based on skilling? It might be. Again, I'm just kind of showing the ignorance on my sleeve here today. Fortunately, that one would be a pretty quick check here. In fact, if I just DCSS Draconian, we'll see. Someone might already tell me in chat before I even see it here. But, level bonuses. Changing aptitudes and intrinsic characters, that's fine. Colors, they start as an immature brown, they reach their thing at 7. It doesn't say anywhere here, so... Huh. I couldn't tell you. Who knows? Do the mandible dance, and then let's get back to it, shall we? Now this is the one, folks. Never a doubt in my mind. It all led up to this. Let's at least try to get a decent amount of progress here before we have to end off for the evening. That's the dream. The progress part, not the ending for the evening. That's unfortunately just a reality of life here, if only the weekend continued. I'm already missing the long weekend we saw last week. But all is good, all is fine, and let's just see if we can't at least survive past D3 this time, eh? Could be nice. That is but the lowly dream of my ant self here. Perfect, not too shabby. Of course, now that I'm fully in the ant runs is when my brain finally supplies another ant-based joke. So maybe I'll have to store that one for the next try here. You going for Hep again? I am. Yeah, I'm gonna keep bashing my head into that Hep-shaped wall at the very least until we get to a point down the road where we have just a solid run. That's all I'm looking for. A good old solid run to try and explore the majesty of Hep a little bit more here. That's the goal. And if we can't manage to get a win in this try here, or in that said solid go, then potentially we're either going to swap back to some 15 rune fun, whether that be Null, or I guess we never won the fighter-based 15 rune, right? We gave up on that. That was Troglodyte. So we could go back to 15 rune victories, or the other potential option that I have in my back pocket is what we came up with today here, or with this Hep idea, which is to instead swap over and try to win with every single deity in the game, try to explore some of the combinations or some of the gods that I've pretty much ignored for the majority of my time playing the game, and see if we can't find a new favorite in there. That one's kind of nice as a challenge run because much like the Great Player series, it will force us, or allow us more so, to experiment a bit, try out different run styles. Just whatever fits best with the god, or whatever we feel like that day. So that sounds like it could be a fun thing for the future. I still have like the cosplay challenges on my mind, potentially more of these like random achievements, like the Tiamat achievement. You know, there are so many options, potential avenues for us to take. Okay, I need to kill that adder right away. Perfect. We do have one curing at least, so we have a backup plan. Fortunately, it doesn't look like we're gonna have to engage Ghost Protocol here, so that's wonderful. Ooh, and a willpower ring with Dex +6, that too is quite wonderful. Also, a tower shield. What the heck? Huh, you've only won with 3 Draconians, but they're all purple as well? Interesting. And not too shabby indeed. Just wonderful stuff. So now... oh gosh. Okay. Here's a little trick they don't teach you in insect school. Don't have much health, but I'm relatively safe here. I attack at 1.2 per turn. It's not horrible. I can see invisible, you absolute buffoon. Look at this fool. But there we go. We at least don't have to worry about smites the entire time, so it increases our chances of survival. You can get rid of all the drain here. Fantastic stuff.